Extremely pleased to welcome back a missing member here, Sue Verhoeff. We have her on the MIA list. She's got a cover story for her broken ankle here, but I'm pretty sure it had something to do with pickleball. We'll see. As you know, Sue is the director of oral history and the genealogy program down at the Atlanta History Center, but her passion is the Veterans History Project that I hope the majority of the folks in here know something about. She's been the driving force behind that. That is a Library of Congress program that we had 5 of our members, 2 of which are here, get trained for legacy interviews back in 2010. That's how long this has been going on. Sue joined that team in 2013, and it took off. Carrie King and Edgewood, stand up for me just a second. I see Ed. And there's Carrie. We got a table back there with a camouflage cover on it. When the meeting ends today, if you have not done your interview, I'd ask that you stop by and talk to one of these gentlemen. Let's get this going. They, meaning our 5 guys and Sue, have done over 900 interviews of veterans, starting with World War II and working forward. So it's an amazing accomplishment, and the Library of Congress loves you. Sorry. I'm not an attorney, so I don't take microphones very well. That was terrible. But I wanted to tell you, one of those 900 was mine, and I was, like everybody else, a little gun shy, didn't do much in Vietnam. I was just a helicopter pilot. The outline that's laying back on that table prepared me. It took me through every step of what I needed to be reading and be prepared to talk about during my interview. So mine was done in 2013. I've actually added the link to my obituary. Yes, I've already written my obituary. So
keep hoping.
I know. Well, I did have a health scare, so I'm doing all right now. But you know, I talk to people even when I see a Vietnam hat or sticker, talk to them about that. Well, I didn't do anything in Vietnam. Wrong. We all went. We were all under a threat at some level. Do this for your family. Do it. Think about that. It's going to end up in the Library of Congress. You will be available to your kids forever to talk about your legacy, your family, and what you did. The first part is talking about what you did as a kid, how you grew up. So the challenging news we have right now is Sue is retiring from her full-time position at the Atlanta History Center. She's here today to encourage you to get off your backside and let's get this done. If you need help, talk to one of us who have done it. It's an easy process, but do it for your family, do it for your grandkids, do it for your great-grandkids. You'll be happy you did, and you'll be famous at the Library of Congress. So my pleasure to introduce Sue Verhoeff.
So what I'm going to say is it was a failed PLF. I tucked when I should have rolled. What I want to say today, and you've heard me say this before, I know you have, but with your indulgence, let me just say it again. There's a number of reasons, there's a million reasons for you to share your story with the Atlanta History Center's Veterans History Project. The first one I can talk about, and these are in reverse order of importance, the first one I can talk about as a recovering middle school teacher, I was required to get from the Paleo-Indigenous period to the Clinton administration in a single academic year. You can imagine how much time gets spent on these conflicts that are so crucial to who we are today. You know, you've heard it before. We can't know where we're going if we don't know where we've been. So for teachers across the country, for researchers who want to know, for anybody who wants to know what it was really like. And I can't tell you how many times I've come across the story of nobody spat on anybody. That's a myth. Do you believe that? No. It happened to you. But if you don't tell people that it happened to you, then it's not going to get out there. And for Max's point, and I hear this all the time, I didn't do anything. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I don't care if you never left the country. I don't care if you never fought or if you never served during a time when there wasn't an active conflict going. When you come right down to it, we've been in active conflict pretty much from the get-go. You served, and that's important. And then the second reason, if you've got photographs and documents and things laying around your house, what do you think are going to happen to those? a few years down the line. This is an opportunity for you to have a place to preserve those things too. But that bottom bullet that you see on the screen is the one that means the most to me. Do it for your family. I have a long history of military involvement. I am a Navy wife, an Army Air Corps daughter, and an Army granddaughter. The only ones I'm missing are Coast Guard and Marine Corps, but I'm sure I've got some of those somewhere in my history as well. I would give anything I have. I would give everything I have to see my dad sit down and talk about his military experience, to hear my grandfather talk about his military experience, to hear my husband explain in detail the things that he did. And I was there for half of that, but we never got any of that on tape. Voice and facial expressions are so powerful. What a gift to give to your kids, your grandkids, your nieces, your nephews, your relatives, to be able to sit and watch you talk about your life. And these are full life interviews. We start from the beginning and go as far as you want to go. So please, please, please think about this. And what Max said is true. I'm retiring on June 24th, if this doesn't set me back, but I don't think it will. I'm working hard from home as well. I will be leaving full-time. I do have to tell you that we are not able at this time to replace me. There are no plans right now to hire someone to take my position. This is a institution-wide thing, a decision that's been made because of costs. You know, the Atlanta History Center is a nonprofit, and that's the life of nonprofits. There's never enough money to do the things that we want to do. So for the next fiscal year, there are no plans to fill my position. The hope is that funding can be located somewhere to get somebody back on deck full-time. But in the meantime, I do plan to stay. I've got a little bit of money left over from some of those grants that we received and other donations that we've received where the donors wanted the funds specifically to go towards our oral history projects. So I will be staying on part-time for a while. So the process for you, oh, bless you, thank you. It's the best job in the world. And if I go part-time, I get to do all the parts of my job that I love, and I don't have to do anything that I hate, which is really kind of cool. I can pick and choose. So the process is going to be invisible for at least the foreseeable future. If you know of someone, if you want to be interviewed, if you know of someone you think ought to be interviewed, this process is going to be exactly the same. Email me, sverhoeff@atlantahistorycenter.com. My boss is Paul Crater. You all have met him. He's come here to the meeting once or twice before to talk about what we do. Paul is also absolutely on board. If you can't remember my email address or Paul's email address, you can also get to us through Veterans History Project at atlantahistorycenter.com. And Sheffield is here, who is also 400% behind this project. Sheffield, you can't ask for a better advocate for veteran projects and for honoring our veterans at the Atlanta History Center. So if you have questions, I think we've probably gone over our time, but if you have questions, feel free to let me know. Max is right. There's some papers back there that kind of talk about the process, what it feels like. But please, 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 don't let this slip away from you. We just had a guy pass away on the 29th that we had been trying to get into the studio for a long time. It happens all the time. So don't wait. Your memory's not going to get any better. Hopefully it's not going to get any worse, but you're not going to remember more when you're 80 than you did when you were 75. So get in there and get it done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I use one of those bicycle horns, right?
Beep, beep, beep. So I have a testimony of this. Sue was after me for over a year to do mine, and I'd see her when you're going to get in. And I said, and I know we've all said this. I have CRS. Everybody know what CRS means? I can't remember stuff, right? I sat and I talked for an hour and 40 minutes maybe, and I probably could have gone longer. But thanks to Ed Woods, who was there with me, guiding me along, and Sue, it was a great experience, and I'm glad I did it. So, I don't know who this is. Art, John Butler, will you come to the front, please? So clearly you mean a little bit to us. And somebody, I won't tell you who it was, has been trolling your Facebook site. And then I had a little help from your friends at the Atlanta History Center. And I was surprising to find how much I could just by going through the Atlanta Journal-Constitution's website and through newspapers.com, and found numerous references to you and things that you've done. So we appreciate it. Where's John Butler?
Back.
John Butler, we need you up here, please, sir.
Double time. Double time as fast as I
Sue, we'll come to you. No, we'll come to you.
I can do it.
We've all had so many positive interactions with Sue over the years, and she's done so much for us. So besides being an honorary member of the AVVBA, I have and will present on behalf of all of us this certificate of appreciation in recognition of her outstanding leadership for the preservation of Vietnam veterans' personal histories, dated today, May 5th, 2026. Sue. You want to say any more?
I'm a mess.
Sue would like to express her thanks and say she's a mess.
I need to,
Yeah, but you're a lovely mess.
Hold on to this.
Okay,
Just
there we go. I knew you would do it.
thank you all so much. You brighten my every single day. And this is and I shouldn't say this in front of Sheffield, but I'd have done it for free. I love you guys. I love your stories, and I love that you're preserving them and that you're sharing them here today. Thank you.